Hello to LT Bago and to all the raiders from Herond Bird's stream, including Jojo1122. I think this is your first time here, so welcome. And Dustin Dude, Matcha Catcher, and of course Herond Birds herself, who I believe is now immediately going to leave and write a speech, but that's fine. Thank you for the raid. Sunday night is Polybridge night for me at the moment, so that's what we'll be doing. Why does daylight saving still exist, asks Dustin, which is an interesting question. To be honest, it's more the fact it's different in the UK and America that's the problem. If it was the same everywhere, it would be alright. I'm not going to do a Heroin to Birds impression because I do not want to offend anyone. And I'm also not very good at doing impressions. Hello, Ancient Cosmographer. From my perspective as somebody who enjoys the daylight in the evenings, it makes no sense whatsoever. Just keep it on summertime the whole year round, if you ask me. Let me just get Polybridge set up. Let's have some music. Preferably not too loud enough to overwhelm the mic. No, that's absolutely fine. It does mean that I should perhaps be starting my streams an hour earlier to cater for my American audience. Until, of course, your daylight saving changes back, in which case I have to go back to starting them an hour later. So it's currently only 8 PM my time, whereas it would normally be 9 PM my time would be 4 PM Eastern. So yes, time zones. Aren't they annoying? It is indeed time to build bridges. So I have been playing through the Polybridge campaign and I've almost got to the end. And I thought this stream I would continue with what I was doing last stream, which is trying to optimize some of the levels that I've beaten previously. My goal is to try to get every level in the top 10% of the leaderboard, and I've been doing all right. It was this Radical Meltdown map, Melttown map was what we were playing through last time, and I think it was these ones here that we did. So we did pretty well on that. I'm going to shift over to a different campaign this time. Some of these ones where I'm in the bottom half of the leaderboard seem like it would be a good idea to tackle some of them. So we'll start with this one. And yes, I must apologise for the slightly rushed nature of this stream. I usually try to put at least a little thought into preparing them, but I wasn't expecting to go live at this time, and this piece of hair is not going to behave, no matter which side I put it on. Let me tuck it on behind my ear. There we go. I really don't look great, Heidi. 33 years of testosterone wreaking havoc on my body that unfortunately cannot be reversed. Has taken its toll, I have to say. Now, let me see if I can remember what on earth we were doing on this level. This one looks a bit complicated. So that guy goes over, these bridges move, then that guy goes over, and that guy goes over. Then the bridges move again, and then that guy goes back. Okay. Right. How can we do that but cheaper, is the question we must ask. I suspect we can probably turn some of this steel into wood. I'm not blaming Heroin to Birds for the fact that I'm trans. Although I do hold her personally responsible for Canadian time zones. That goes without saying. So yeah, any time you have steel in Polybridge, replacing it with wood is usually a good starting point for saving money. that's what we're going to do. Yes, apologies to anybody who is not a fan of this game and would rather be playing Scrabble. But I did play 5.5 hours of Scrabble with you guys yesterday, so I'm including plus 2 games with Heidi just now. So I think that's probably enough Scrabble for one weekend. Right, all the steel is now wood. Does the bridge still stand up? Well, that's sort of becoming... my streams are sort of becoming 5-ish hours on Sundays now because there's a lot of people... on Saturdays, rather. Because there's a lot of people who want to play. And that's fine. I tend to end the streams with a bit of word learning, which is a little easier to do than Scrabble. But I didn't last time. Okay, good news is that's cheaper. Bad news is it's still not very cheap. I'm in the bottom 33% still. How can I make this even cheaper? Do I really need these bits? I think I do, but I could put them on top. Yeah, let's flip that and put it there. Then maybe this only has to be attached here. Does that still work? Okay. That's going to be a no. Why does that not work? Oh, because this, yeah, that's no good. The ropes have to be attached somewhere that stays equidistant from this point. Which means we need to create something that stays equidistant from that point. Okay, I'm going to go back to that for now. I'm going to just make this smaller and therefore cheaper as a starting point. Are you good at Scrabble, says Jojo1122. Well, I play it a lot, and I can certainly beat somebody who's never played it before or has only played it a couple of times. I can't really beat anybody consistently who is a serious Scrabble enthusiast, by which I mean they've either competed in tournaments or at the very least are members of a Scrabble club or something like that. So most of the other people you would find streaming or watching Scrabble streams on Twitch are better than me. So I suppose, yeah, Herrinja Birds is sort of an exception because she attends a lot of tournaments, but that's because she's a tournament director. So quite often she's not competing in a tournament, she's actually running it, which is a skill set all on its own. And is of course much appreciated by the Scrabble community. Right, I've just made the bridge thinner and I'm going to hope it still stands up. And it doesn't. Okay. I get the feeling something's connected wrong here. No, that all looks right actually. Okay, maybe this bit specifically needs to be wider. But yes, Herrinja Birds, I would say you are a good Scrabbler. Okay, this... This is bending in the wrong way for some reason. And if I wasn't quite so tired, I'm sure I'd be able to see why it's bending the wrong way. Oh, because this is not supposed to connect here. Okay. Silly game, you did it wrong. Right, I can probably put this back then and just have that on. Yeah, anytime you remove and re-add a piece to the bridge, it can reset what it's connected to, which can cause all sorts of havoc. Right, that works. And is cheaper than my previous design. Now I'm only bottom 36% on the leaderboard. But yes, Jojo1122, to fully answer your question, I typically play about 10 games per stream of Scrabble in my Scrabble streams, and I'm lucky if I win one of them. But the games are against people who are not necessarily people who've competed in tournament Scrabble, but people approaching that standard. And certainly last week, one of the games was against Axatypo, who is the current American national champion. So I don't really want to. I don't really expect to beat him. So yes, I will just call you Joe and not Jojo1122. But yeah, if you are interested in seeing some more Scrabble content, obviously I can recommend How in the Birds, who you already know about. I can also recommend Axatypo, who I will shout out right now, although I'm sure everybody else here knows who he is already. He is a very good Scrabble player and does a lot of Scrabble content. And yeah, if you feel like giving me a follow, I stream Scrabble every Saturday. I was going to say 4 PM Eastern. Starting round about 4 PM Eastern, but if I'm not there, give it another hour until the time zones work themselves out. So, and thank you very much for the follow, that's greatly appreciated. But yes, when I'm not playing Scrabble, I do sometimes do silly games like this as well. Now, can I figure out why... I need this rope to rotate up here, and I'm sure there's a reason I couldn't just put it here, but I can't remember what that reason was. Let me turn the grid back on. Because just looking at it, that ought to work just as well. Okay. It didn't click into place, but it did complete the level. So it's possible I can get away with it. And if you're interested in this game, I know Dustin has played it a lot. He's not currently streaming it. In fact, I don't know of anybody else on Twitch who consistently streams Polybridge content. I think the game has been out for a while. It's been out about 5 months, I think. And sort of once you've played through the campaign and got bored of custom levels, there's not much else to do. So I don't think anyone makes a whole channel out of it. Thank you, Herond Birds, again for the raid, and thank you for dropping by, and good luck with your speech writing. And next time the Canadian MOD have a press conference, I'm going to try and tune into it and see what your speeches are like. I think that's what you do. I didn't quite figure it out. Yeah, so this, at the moment, the way my streaming schedule works, I always play Scrabble on Saturdays, and then Friday and Monday I play puzzle games. And when I get bored of a puzzle game, I rotate out a new one. And currently I'm playing Polybridge on Sundays and Dorf Romantic, which is a very chill, relaxing puzzle game on Fridays. Right, this middle bit is more awkward because it's got 2 different ropes attached to it. If I move both ropes in, then what? I don't think I need all of this. I think I just need like that, and that should be good enough. Let's find out if that's correct or not. Okay, we almost got there actually. If I just maybe move these out slightly. Maybe move that out slightly. Yeah, that's still cheaper than what I had before, so that might be good enough. There we go. Yeah, this top left joint isn't actually clicking into place on the bridge now, but I will. I'll ignore that as long as the bridge continues to work. Bottom 42%. Okay, we've still got a long way to go here. Do I really need all these ropes? Probably not. What are these ropes doing? Are they just holding the hydraulics in place? Yeah, okay. Turns out they're quite important. Can I replace them with... Oh, this is a cable here. I just noticed this one's actually a cable. Can I replace that with a rope? Ropes are a lot cheaper. Is this one a cable? No, it's just a rope. Okay. I think I didn't notice that was a cable because it was hidden behind the hydraulic. What else? Oh, this. Can I get rid of this rope? Yes, okay. Turns out you can sometimes just get rid of things and the bridge still works, which is always nice. You are more of a poker player than a Scrabble player. Okay. Well, those are the two quite different skill sets, but yes, they're both games with a surprising amount of depth to their strategy. And there's certainly a lot of poker content on Twitch. I'm sure you're aware of that. Not something I play personally, but I understand a lot of people enjoy it. Right, let's see if I can do some... This seems like more ropes than is really necessary. What if I just have a rope? This didn't work, did it? This just caused the whole thing to collapse. Yeah, okay. Do I need that one? Maybe just that one. Okay. That one. Okay, well the left-hand side works. The right-hand side, on the other hand, can't say so good about that one. Okay, that's a bit better. $27,000. Bit cheaper again. Okay, we're not in the bottom half of the scores now. We're in the top 49%, which is a polite way of saying we're in the middle. Do I need this rope? No. Okay, that helps a bit more. Still saying, yeah, I suppose poker is a fairly niche thing, but I mean, well, certainly compared to something like Scrabble, I don't think it is. I mean, there are not many Scrabble streamers. I think, in terms of regular Scrabble streams, I think there's about 5 of us. And if I'm not sure what's happening with the official Scrabble channel, whether anybody is currently doing regular content on there. If they're not, I think I might be the largest regular Scrabble streamer, which is a bit frightening. Because Josh doesn't have a regular slot at the moment, but I think he's going to have one soon. He's got a much bigger following than I have. Okay, I'm running out of ideas to save money on this now. Yeah, I realised Josh's contract was discontinued. I was hoping that situation would be temporary. Will certainly seemed to imply it was temporary when he originally announced it. But yeah, for the time being, yeah. Well, the thing is, Will is a full-time. He's employed full-time to promote the game of Scrabble. But he doesn't really stream, but he does make a lot of YouTube content, and he's pretty much a full-time content creator, I think, at the moment. Speaking of which, I should actually shout out Will to Joe. Joe, if you're looking for Scrabble content, actually, then... Will's YouTube channel is an excellent source of Scrabble videos. He has streamed in the past. He doesn't currently stream Yes, I highly recommend that. And yes, Austin does a regular stream. I suppose Deldar does a regular stream as well, where he tries to beat HastyBot. There's not that much Scrabble content out there. Although Will's channel is gathering a big following. I think that who was it? Virtual, who's quite a big streamer, made a reaction video to one of his videos about Nigel's Alf play, and then also they collabed for a video or a stream or something at one point. And the more recent tournaments have been getting a lot of following as well, and there's now the tournaments are all live streamed. Usually they're live streamed on YouTube, not Twitch, but they are live streamed now, which helps. Yes, well, I'm talking about both, Dustin. I'm just talking about what is out there in terms of Scrabble content. And we have this official Scrabble channel, which does tournament coverage, but also not too long ago, it had twice weekly regular streams where you could challenge top Scrabble players to a game, and then it was just one weekly because Will got too busy, and now that isn't the case either. So Wanderer15, the person who makes that YouTube channel, is a former American national champion, and Josh, who's Axotypo, is a current American national champion. So they are obviously both top players. So there hasn't been much Polybridge in this Polybridge stream yet. If I can't get this down to top 10% of the leaderboard, I will just move on. But let's give it a few more tweaks and see what I can come up with. I don't think that needs to be as big. All my money is on these hydraulics, but I haven't figured out a way to raise the bridge high enough whilst not spending that much money on it. So I think I'll have to leave those for now. I wonder if I can put this back here now that I've optimised things a bit more. Something like that. Okay, looks like the answer is yes to that question. Yes, you found that most people find sort of get into the online Scrabble content through watching broadcasts of tournaments, either live or on YouTube. I mean, that's how I got into it originally. Although I found this specific Scrabble community that I'm now part of, I suppose call it the Woogles community, really, since Woogles is the website we play on. Through Babble Royale, which was a Scrabble-themed Battle Royale video game, which unfortunately is not really working anymore. But was great fun for, obviously Scrabble players were very good at it while it was up, which was only for a few months. I don't see how to optimise my design much more than that, so I'm going to leave it at that and see what else could do with optimising. Maybe this one. Yeah, I've obviously massively overbuilt this because I've got all this steel here holding it up. Because there aren't actually any supports in the middle of this level, so without that there, the bridge just collapses. But I don't think it needs to be nearly this heavily reinforced. Dustin says, I sucked at Babble at the start, playing just like all the other streamers who don't do two-letter words. Yeah, okay. I do remember that you have that brief period of a couple of days when a game has just been released where all the big streamers are trying it, and streamers who'd never played Scrabble before and didn't understand that random two-letter words could be words, we're not really having a good time. Hello, Mike Claroni. anyone who is not aware of Mike Coroni, he is revered on this stream as the person who gifted 50 subscriptions when I first met Affiliate. And enjoy your lurk, and hello to Zando Toaster. Yes, we are back with our regular Polybridge content. I'm trying to go back to my previous campaign levels that I've already beaten, where I didn't get a particularly good position on the leaderboard, and make the bridges cheaper to improve my ranking. I don't know if this is going to be strong enough to hold up the rest of the level, but we'll find out. Strong enough to hold it up without any vehicles on, but not with vehicles on. Okay. Maybe... let me turn the grid off, actually, because what I need to do is make this sort of shape. This is much stronger than a single piece of wood, while still being cheaper than using steel. So this shape is kind of key to making strong things out of wood. But I do need to I still need to think about what shape structure I'm going to make out of these pieces. Can two of these actually reach all the way to the bottom? Probably can, actually. That goes like there. How far is this distance? Oh, that's exactly 4 meters. Okay. I would like to reach from here to here with two of those pieces, so I think that's doable. Thank you very much, Zando Toaster, for redeeming VIP status. I'll go ahead and grant you that now. It shouldn't take very long. You are fortunate that I just got a VIP badge back from Orange Triangle, because I had to temporarily grant him one in order to be able to chat when he first started out. He wanted to talk in here when he just created his account, and I think Twitch didn't like that. It wasn't my settings blocking him. So there we go, Zando Toaster. Thank you for your dedicated viewing of this channel, clearly, if you've accumulated 15,000 channel points. And for everyone else, just a reminder that the VIP reward does increase in cost every time somebody redeems it. Due to the relative scarcity of VIP spots, I only get a fixed number of them. So the next VIP will be even more, and therefore, if you want one, I would save up as soon as you can. Let me just also increase that before I forget and somebody else redeems it. Hello to the RE77, and thank you also, Zando Toaster, for showing off my new emote. So yeah, I was supposed to be announcing my new emotes on yesterday's stream, but Twitch still hadn't approved 2 of them. So everybody should now have 5 new Emma emotes if they are subscribed. Oh, actually, no, I tell a lie. They still haven't approved the other one. Seriously, Twitch? Okay, Twitch have approved 1 more of my emotes, so you can now use Gertrude Love, Gertrude Cry, Gertrude Hurt, and Gertrude Hug if you are subscribed. And get back to the bridge building. Well, I understand that they have to manually review emotes because they are used globally across the site. But you'd think if a streamer uploads 2 emotes at the same time that they'd just approve them both at the same time. That would seem the logical way to do it. But that's not how they do it. Now then, what I'm hoping to make is just then to have one thing in the middle here. Thank you for the hug, Dustin. I was hoping to have one more of these in the middle and hope that this structure is able to support the bridge. In theory, if these bottom bits have enough friction, they shouldn't even need to be connected together. Maybe they do. The rope here, does that fix it? No. Okay, this still slides sideways. Oh, because there's nothing connecting them here either. Yeah, that's annoying. I think a rope like that would fix it, and a rope like that. No, even that doesn't fix it. Okay. Yeah, that's what it would need. Okay, I might have to rethink this design then, because that's probably too much wood if I have to make all that out of wood. If I attach this together, does that solve the problem? It almost solves the problem. Yeah, that might actually be enough if I then build this bottom part via more conventional means. Which would still be cheaper than what I did before. Something like that. Yeah. Important when you're doing this sort of thing to make sure that it is firmly against the bottom here so it doesn't move. Okay, that works. And how does that compare to my previous score? Okay, yeah, I'm now in the top 10%. So that was easy compared to the other one. Do I need these bits? Because if I don't, then it makes it a lot easier to get a cheap solution. I almost don't, you know. Maybe I only need a couple of them. Maybe I only need that one for some reason. Okay. Yeah, that's top 6%. I'll call that a success. I did actually... I should probably show this on stream actually. Off stream, I did go back to some more earlier levels. And I actually got quite a good score on one of them. Unfortunately, I can't remember which one it is. I'm just going to look through the leaderboard quickly. Wasn't that one? I got something like 14th place on the leaderboard, which is probably my best score at the moment. I did, when the game first came out, I played it about 2 hours after release, and I actually got first place on one of the levels for like 20 minutes before somebody else beat me. But I've never really... Yeah, there we go. This one, 13th. Which was this one. I'll show you my solution off. I suppose I might as well. So this is a level where this car has to jump to this flag and this bike has to jump to this flag, and the tricky part of it is making sure the two vehicles don't crash into each other in the air. And yes, my unbraking solution wasn't very good, but my braking solution was good enough for 13th place. Because, yeah, if you make these structures flimsy enough, the vehicles can just jump straight through them, which allows you to save a bit of money. But yeah, currently we're working on this campaign. My camera is frozen again, isn't it? This seems to be becoming more common. And I'm not sure why. I hope I don't have to get a new camera because it was quite expensive. Everything I've tried to fix it so far hasn't worked. Sometimes it's fine and it runs for ages without any issues, and then other times it just doesn't work. Yeah. Anyway, this is there isn't a slight gripe about this game. There isn't a refresh button on this screen. Because this is not accurate anymore because I've just improved those levels. But 13 I haven't done yet. Also, I was trying to restart my camera and it hasn't come back at all. Sorry. There we go. Okay, camera has come back. For how long? I don't know. The one you just did was 13th place. Yeah, so I was just showing you the level where I got 13th place. That wasn't the level I was just solving. That was a level I went back and did off stream. Well, I optimized it off stream. I didn't stream that one because getting to 13th place was like 2 hours of tweaking the bridge, tiny little bits at a time, which I didn't think would make very good content. So I see why this one isn't very good. I only barely made it under budget, and I built this sort of roller coaster looking thing because the trick with this level is that this second vehicle here has to get ahead of this first vehicle. So this one has to finish first, but this one is faster. So you have to slow it down somehow, and you can't make hydraulic operated section of the bridge that moves or something because you don't have any hydraulics. This is not a very good solution because it has a foundation here, which are very expensive. But that was necessary to absorb the impact of this vehicle crashing into the top of the bridge. So I'm going to remove it, and then I'm going to try and build something strong enough to hold up the bridge without it. Maybe just by using steel here. Which is still expensive, but less expensive than that was. And we'll see if this actually holds up. Yeah, so as soon as that vehicle crashes down, it breaks. And it actually breaks the steel, which is a bad sign. So I'll try strengthening that. In which case I might just do that. And I'll try and get the load on the two halves of this support evenly distributed. As you've probably figured out, when the simulation is running, the joints are color-coded according to how much strain they're taking. Green means lower stress, and red means green, yellow, orange, red means higher stress. So you want the two halves of this to be roughly the same colour, meaning the load is roughly equally distributed. That time this road broke, so we need to give that something to rest on as well. Okay, that road broke, okay. Maybe we don't need these top bits then if we're going to have to support this from underneath. Okay, and then that broke. Okay. Maybe we support this, but we support it independently of this other section. This is still very expensive, but it's cheaper than what we had. Okay, yeah. Different things are breaking every time, which is usually progress. Let me put a gap here. And then support this. I don't know if that will work better because this is now not connected to this bit of the bridge. Okay. Yeah, I mean it doesn't really work better, it just transfers the load somewhere else. The other thing I could try is to give the motorbike a softer landing, I suppose. Maybe something like that. So that it doesn't land quite as much force. Oh, yeah. Probably important that that's connected. Why did that break? Oh, this is all going through that one point now. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll put this back. Hello, Mac X Piper. Welcome back to the stream. I'm not sure if you've seen my Polybridge streams before. I know you're a fan of Dorfromantik, which is my Friday puzzle game at the moment. But this is what I do on Sunday nights. I try to build bridges. In this case, I'm going back to a bridge that I built a few weeks ago and trying to improve it by making it cheaper. Okay, yeah, so now it stays up, but the trick with this bridge is that this bottom vehicle needs to finish ahead of this top vehicle. They both need to get over here to these flags, but this one needs to get there first. So you have to slow down the top vehicle in some way. And I'm currently not quite managing that, it's still sneaking ahead. I'm wondering if I need a completely different design for slowing down the top vehicle. So I might actually just try deleting all of this and starting again. My thought is, what if I have something along here? But, oh right, yes, you did see a bit of it, and you saw, yes, you saw me attempting a perfect Dorfromantik game. I thought you might have checked into that channel. Yes, yes, I did see your announcement that you were doing a C64 stream at some point. I can't promise that I'll be there for that, but if I can, then I'll be sure to check it out. I'm wondering if I do something like this, where I have gaps in the road, whether that will be enough to slow this vehicle down, because it'll have to keep driving over these bumps. It'll be more expensive than just a flat road, but it might be cheaper than what we were attempting before. I'll still have some steel supports down here for the time being. Maybe I can review that later if it works. What does this do? How slow is this vehicle? Okay, that didn't really slow it down at all. It just skimmed straight over those bumps. So we'll make them wider. Yes, retro stuff is always nice. I think it gets a good following on Twitch as well. Retro stuff. Right, okay, that is still going much too fast. So let's make some more bumps by copying this section. Didn't quite do that right. Copy this a bunch of times, and maybe by that point it's slowed down enough that it's. Okay. Well, the good news is we slowed it down. The bad news is we slowed it down a bit too much. It's now stuck. So maybe after the first two, we make the bumps a bit smaller. Okay. That sort of worked. Maybe then make a bigger one again. Oh, there we are. Right, yes. So we managed to slow it down. That was a success. Now we need to get it back down to this road level. But we need to make sure this vehicle can still fit underneath whatever we're doing. Let me just measure this vehicle quickly. Okay, that's actually not tall enough. It needs to be there to fit it, which is 1.75 meters. Okay, so we need at least 1.75 meters of clearance here for that other vehicle to fit under, which is that much. Yes. Okay. So we can't build road below this point. So this road will have to go down to there. And then the bike will just have to fall the rest of the way, which I'm hoping it can do without breaking the bridge. Mac says just stream what you're in the mood for. That's absolutely fine. At the moment you're playing some Zelda, which is very nice. Okay, strangely, even though this worked before, it's now getting stuck. Maybe I have to have a flat bit before I start bringing it down. Okay, yeah, that was the reason. Okay, it just barely still sneaks in ahead of the other vehicle. So we're going to have to make this even longer. So let's move that along one space and put another section of gap in here. Probably just needs to be a short one. And let's see if that's enough. Oops, missing a support. Have we finally slowed it down enough? If so, this is about $8,000 cheaper than our previous design, so it is progress. Okay, the answer is no, that gets completely stuck there. Let's just adjust the pattern of short and long spaces and see if it makes a difference. No, that also gets stuck. Maybe have that one be a long one. And it just still barely makes it in ahead. Okay. We need to... I'm sure there's a combination here that will cause it to complete the levels slower without getting stuck. It's just a case of finding that combination. Okay, now that's still too fast. Maybe I do need to do one more section of this. But only one more. I can't do many more because we run out of space to build. Let's try that. No, it got stuck again. Let's make... I suppose what we could do is after the big space, we could have no space. Then we could have a big one. And then we could have another big one. Like that. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. It didn't want to get behind the other vehicle. It tried to land on top of it, but fortunately it fell down on the correct side. So that is cheaper than what we had before. We don't need that bit, I don't think. We can just do this. I don't know how much of this we need. How much stress is it under without that? Okay. Bizarrely, the motorbike is now getting there faster. But yeah, that dropping down creates a lot of stress. And I don't have ropes available. I have to make everything out of steel. I might put a slightly smaller support back on this side, just to help a little bit. Maybe just make this out of 2 pieces of steel side by side, the usual way of strengthening something in this game. Okay. So now the problem we've got is that for some reason removing the supports down here causes the motorbike to go faster. I don't really understand what's happening there, but that's what's happening. Let's make that a big space and that a small space. I think this is just a case of trying different combinations until we find something that works. Okay, that was better. What if I put the space back in here? Is this any better? Okay, that's definitely slowed it down. I've got stuck there. That's a small space. Yay! We did it. Okay, that's quite a bit cheaper. That's only 34,000 because I got rid of all that steel. That's good enough for top 23%. Okay. Do we need this piece? Can we get away with just this much steel? No is the answer. That breaks. Okay, since that piece is so short, let me just see what happens if I make that out of steel. Okay, if that little piece of steel stops it breaking, then I'll make that little piece out of steel. Quite happy to do that. That's top 20%. Do I need... This is a common thing with this type of bridge, is you don't always need these middle bits. You can just sort of make X's here. I don't know if that's the case on this one. Okay, it is, but once again, that's caused the motorbike to go faster, and I do not understand why. So we will go back to tweaking these bits. Why is it not slowing down enough? Yeah, maybe have a gap here again. That might help. Or it might make the bridge collapse. It's also a possibility. I suppose, yeah, these gaps do harm the integrity of the structure a little bit. Okay, that slowed it down, but not enough. Let's make a wide one here. No, wide one there is no good. How about wide one here instead of here? Makes it collapse. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It was definitely slowing down. Yes, okay. I think it's all about tweaking these bits at the top, just to slow it down by exactly the right amount, so it finishes after the other vehicle without getting stuck. So that's top 17%. Can I get rid of any more of this steel? Can this be wood? Can this be wood? Either of those things help. Okay, right, that's caused the motorbike to speed up again. I do not understand it. It's now donking the other one on the head, which is no good at all. Let's just tweak something a little bit and see if that helps. Nope, still don't. I don't want it to dunk it on the head. That ends badly for the bridge. Let's move that. I think even just shifting around the gaps without necessarily changing how wide they are might make a difference. Okay, that causes it to finish ahead, which is not what we want. Maybe putting a gap back in this one would be enough. We've now got all the gaps back again. Yeah, that really slows it down. Okay, I might stick with doing that. Okay, I think this does need to be steel, but maybe this can still be wood. So it would still be save overall. Mac having technical difficulties. Okay, yeah, I don't think the stream froze at my end. I'm afraid that's something happening with your computer. Sorry to hear that. Okay, that was top 16%, but also the bridge did break. This snapped. I think this first section is just under a lot of stress. I've had to upgrade 3 pieces to steel. Let me just try putting a piece of steel here instead to brace all of this. See if that helps. Chrome was any more stable. Okay. The answer is no, that didn't help. I think this still does need to be steel, even after that change. Okay, now the bike is much too slow. We don't need it to be that slow. We can get rid of that piece. Can't restart the PC. It would break. Oh, it would break like this bridge. That would be bad, definitely. Okay, 30,000. Yeah, so worked but ended up being more expensive than before because of this piece of steel. What other options do I have? Let me see what it does without this again. Okay, I'm sure these two sections broke before due to not being steel, but now they seem to be alright. So it's just this road that breaks. Maybe putting this cross piece back would be enough, I don't know. I'm going to leave the camera here and watch this end of the bridge. Okay. So this is weird. Without this cross piece, the bridge stands up. Apart from that one bit of road. With this cross piece, you'd think adding more material to the bridge would make it stronger, but actually this causes it to immediately disintegrate. Which is a lot of fun. Maybe if I just rethink how this first section is assembled and do something like this. It's more expensive, but less expensive than using steel everywhere. And that might be enough to hold it up. The question is, does this bit of road break? No, it doesn't. Okay. Okay, that is still more expensive than just having the two bits of steel. How about that? No, that's no good. I'm determined to find something here that works without using any steel. How about that? Okay, that worked. I just heard the sound of the level completing without having to actually look at it. That doesn't work. So this part is needed. Is this part needed? Yes, okay. Seems like all of that is needed. So actually it was cheaper to just do it like that. Maybe this can be higher? Maybe this can go back to being one piece of steel instead of two. See if that helps. No, that makes the bike get stuck. It's funny how changing the supports of the bridge completely change what happens on top. I think just because this makes the bridge vibrate, and the bridge will vibrate by a very slightly different amount. If the supports are different, and that will cause the bike to slow down or speed up by a different amount. That's still too fast. Can this be a wide gap, or does that slow it down too much? No, that can't be a wide gap. Let me get rid of this gap. And then have a wide gap here. Then it breaks. Okay. I think I'll go with a solution that doesn't break, whatever that might be. Something like that. Very nearly worked. But then why get there? Okay, that's far too fast. Why get there? Ooh, this looks good. Ah, okay. It was looking good right up until the bridge broke. Okay, if I put this back to steel... Okay, if I put this back to steel, it's still cheaper than the bridge was before. So we'll try that. Okay, just going to collapse. Find a position where it doesn't collapse if we can. No, okay. It's actually... Yeah, no, it's still cheaper than before, even with that piece being steel. I think anything that gives us a cheaper solution we'll take. And now, why do you do that? Why? Why would you do that? It makes no sense. Okay, yeah, and that's just faster, so that's no good. Why you do this? Move that. If I move it further to the right, then the vehicle will have got slightly more speed by the time it hits it, and might be able to get over. Or might not. Oh, now it just goes really fast here for some reason. Now that breaks. I'll get there one day, I promise. Just might not be today. Yeah, I might have to put this down as another level that needs awkward tweaking in order to work. They're not the most fun levels to stream, I think. I'll give it a couple more goes. I'm sure there's a better way to slow this down that I haven't thought of. But this way is... I'm using about half the budget rather than just barely getting it under the budget, which is a lot better than what I'll do. Okay, that... Oh, right, that worked apart from this fell off again. Well, that's my cheapest braking solution. I wonder, let me see if I can get it cheaper whilst braking, and if that... if I can get to the top 10% of braking solutions, I'll take it. Unless it's just going to keep getting ahead again. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say this level is too annoying to optimize on stream. We got reasonably good solution there. And I'll go back to this. Yeah, this one here and this one here. Bottom 3% and bottom 4%. I feel like I must be able to improve those a little bit. So that's DSO5, this one. Oh, this is the one where I just spammed springs until it worked. So this is a weird one. You have a limited number of roads. Well, you have one road available to place. These roads are pre-placed. You can't move them. But there's a star here. So the only way you can possibly get that star is to have these roads drop down. The only real way to have them drop down without breaking the bridge is to cushion the impact with springs, and I couldn't get it to work, so I just placed loads of springs and it worked. But it's not the best in terms of budget. So let me see if I can get it to work while placing slightly fewer springs than that. Maybe just springs here and springs here. Like that. That might be good enough on its own. No, you see, yeah, this can't sag that far, otherwise it buckles. So maybe the first part of this needs to be wood, and then the springs after that. In which case something like that might work. Yes. We don't have steel available for this, but you have wood. I have to be careful about what sort of force this is under. I don't want this to rotate, so I'll need to brace it against the floor so that it doesn't. That almost worked, and then the spring sort of buckled under the weight. There we go. Okay, that's half budget instead of all the budget, which is already an improvement, but we're still in the bottom 36%. So if I want to get this even cheaper, do I need these springs on each side or not? Can it just support it in the middle? Not really. This could be shallower angle. Yeah, I could also not make this out of spring actually. Probably just catch. Yeah, okay. It's this that's breaking. Let's make this out of 2 bits of wood. Make it a bit stronger. Also make it actually touch the. Yeah, it helps if this actually touches the bottom and the bridge doesn't move when it starts running. Okay. I think we also don't need all of this piece. Just needs to be a little piece to catch the wheel. Okay, so that's 9,300, which is good enough for bottom 47%, so still below average solution here. But there's more things I can improve on now. This probably doesn't need to be as big. Or this. Can I even do without this piece entirely? Okay, Mike Varoni is not happy with that change to the bridge, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, no. Mike Varoni, you were quite right to challenge the removal of that piece. Which is annoying. Like, this is an extra $400 that I feel like I shouldn't need to spend, but I currently I do have to spend to get this design to work. I can make this cheaper just by doing that. I can make this quite a lot cheaper actually, because this piece can be longer. I need it to not buckle though. Yeah, I think I do actually need these pieces to stop it doing that. Yeah, that's still cheaper than what I had before. Let's try this. No, it doesn't work. Does that need to be like that? Yeah, I need, because this is only touching the rock on one side, I need to think about how the weight is distributed. I could avoid this by having it touch the rock on the other side, but that would be more expensive. Yeah, it doesn't work to just do that. Okay, I think I'll just do the improvement to this bit. Let that go through, and then try again with the other bit. So that's top 49%, okay. I don't think there's any way to get this done with less than 2 springs, because this piece needs to move independently of this piece. And I don't think the springs can be much shorter because I suppose, yeah, I have to make sure they're not so short the vehicle doesn't touch the star. But actually, it would probably still touch the star if they were that long. Yeah, okay. How short can we make them and have it still touch the star? And also not break. Okay. That it worked at there, I think. Where's cheapest? That's cheapest. Something like that. That works. Do we still need this piece here? Yeah, we need this piece because the left hand... The point of this piece is that when this road gets pushed down, this side gets pushed down as well, because this road pushes on this road. So it doesn't work without that extra piece, unfortunately. Can we make this short enough to be one road somehow? One piece of wood, rather. Okay, yes we can. That saves a bit of money. Takes me from 49% to 48%. Okay, people have evidently done something very different on this level that I'm not aware of. Probably doing something very stupid. Maybe it's all this nonsense that's costing money. This doesn't work, right? Because the wood moves. Yeah. Yes, I do have a channel point redeem that makes this noise. It makes more sense when I'm playing Scrabble because it's the noise that the Scrabble game makes if your play gets challenged off the board. Yes, I realise it's approaching your bedtime, so thank you for dropping by. Thank you for redeeming Blaha. I will go and get the Blaha for you. One moment. I don't know if you've seen my plushie yet, but this is Blaha. Blaha is a blue shark, purchased from IKEA, and is very cuddly. And sometimes he comes to watch the stream with us. Well, anytime somebody presses that button, he comes to watch the stream with us. Blaha is very good at Scrabble now, but not very good at structural engineering, so maybe watching this stream he'll learn something. Yes, Mac has sheep on his stream. I don't have sheep on my stream, but I do have a shark. So say hello to the chat, Blaha. Hello. Now I can't see the keyboard because there's a shark in the way. Yeah, if anybody has not been to Mac's streams, got sheeps, yes. So he plays all sorts of games, but one game in particular he plays is Dorf Romantic, which is how I discovered his stream. I believe he's doing a bunch of retro games at the moment. Why not give him a follow? What's the worst that could happen? Got to try everything once, you know. Is there some sneaky way that I can make this work and not fold in on itself? Maybe 3 springs. No, that's still not enough springs. Yeah, I think I have to do what I was doing, which does make me wonder how it is so cheap when other people do it. Did they maybe manage to make this not break? Ah, okay. I was overthinking this, clearly. It kept breaking for me before. Yes. Good night, Piper. And that's still only top 44%. So yeah, people definitely came up with a better solution to this. That I did not come up with. Is there ever a way where you support the bridge by these pieces and it sags little enough for the vehicle to get the start? I mean, obviously not if you do that. That's the most... yeah, okay. I can't just do it with one spring and one piece of wood. I could potentially do it here and have another something like that. Okay. It doesn't sag too much. How does that compare in terms of cost? Okay, that's more expensive than what I was doing anyway, so it can't just be that. Maybe you can connect a spring directly to here? No. No, well it reaches if you do that. I think that's going to sink too low though. Yeah, helps if I support this bit. Yeah, if this drops so low that the vehicle drives under the star, then it's obviously not the right solution. Maybe... does that sink less? No. I think I'd have to build something like this in order to cause it to sink the required amount. Does that work out cheaper? Okay, if this works, it's cheaper. If it doesn't work, it's still cheaper, but it doesn't work. Maybe make these springs smaller? Okay, this has promise. But I still need to put a road here, I think. To move that other bridge down. Yeah. And then, then the car brakes when it drops onto that bridge. Okay, there we go. So that saved a little bit of money, but not much. In fact, it didn't save any money, but I'm sure I can save fairly easily just by doing something like that. Can I maybe make this even smaller? That's the smallest it will go. That's too small. Snaps there. Seems like everything I try breaks the bridge somewhere. I can choose where I want the bridge to break. Can't make it not break. Okay. If I mirror that on the right hand side. That's cheaper. Top 42%. Okay, people are very good at this level. None of my times are coming even close. Exotypo, thank you for raiding and running. which is fine by me. I appreciate your choice of me as a raid target. Welcome in Axe Typo viewers. Only 4 of you, but maybe everybody drifted off when he announced that the raid was going to be to me. Ancient Cosmographer had already closed Axe Typo's stream and then got raided back into the channel he was already watching. Well, welcome once again, Ancient Cosmographer. Welcome to the rest of Axe Typo's raiders. I hope you enjoyed Josh's live tournament Scrabble coverage from the Montreal pub tournament. Oh, he ended the stream and then 5 minutes later decided to raid. Okay, I did wonder why he only had 4 viewers on the raid, because he was definitely sitting around 15 viewers earlier. Yes, I'm not doing Scrabble, unfortunately. I'm doing Polybridge, but as many of you know, I do stream Scrabble starting 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays. Today we are chilling with a puzzle game where I have to get a vehicle to cross a bridge, and I've made my way to the later levels in the game where you get these weird constraints on the bridges you build, such as this one, which you can't actually connect these 2 halves together. It's got to be 2 bridges attached to springs that sag in the middle, which is a very interesting design. Somewhere between 1 and 15 minutes after ending stream, Axe Typo decided to do a raid. Sorry, I just keep replaying this level without actually... I need to save money on it because I'm trying to climb the leaderboards, which requires getting cheaper solutions to the levels. That's cheaper. The question is, does it work? No. And this is what happens if your level doesn't work. The vehicle drowns. That's generally considered a bad thing and you should avoid it. Hello, 5Crab! I take it you're one of the raiders? Or possibly you were here all along, I don't know. We are playing a little bit of Polybridge. And I'm trying to figure out how everybody who's played this level got it so cheaply, when I'm unable to save any more money on it at all. I feel like this must be able to be made cheaper. Maybe you have to use... No, if I use more pieces it'll just be more expensive again. It doesn't make any sense. I can do that, but it snaps. I don't want it to snap. I'd like for it to work. One clever person worked out how to do it cheaply, then everyone copied them. Yeah, so Teabagger, there is definitely an element of that in this game. Over here where it says other player solutions, I can click view in gallery. I can get up a gallery of not all the cheapest solutions, but the cheapest solutions where the person who did the solution decided to share it with the rest of the world. And I am trying to beat these using my own my own brain, what little of it there is, to come up with a solution. Eventually, if I can't think of anything to do and I really can't finish a level, I will go and look at other solutions. But if I've already completed the level and I'm just trying to get it cheaper, then I'd like to come up with the cheaper solution myself. Yeah, I mean, well, there are definitely exploits in this game, but I'm not going to say that 40% of people did the exploit. So I suspect there is still a better way of doing it. Is it something completely crazy, like having a spring here that expands but still holds the roads together? Let me see if that works. It looks stupid and like it can't possibly work, but I don't see any other way to save that much money. Okay, yeah, the spring just breaks. What if I put multiple springs here? That's still cheaper. Oh wow, okay. That's what I was missing. So the game is kind of throwing red herrings at you by giving you these anchor points here, here and here to make you think that you had to attach something to them. And initially I thought, well, let's have the bridge supported here. And then when that didn't work, I thought, let's have the bridge supported here. It turns out you don't need support in either of those places. Okay. Having said that, that was still only top 28%, so it's still possible to get a lot cheaper. I would guess at this point that that mostly involves making these bits smaller. I don't know if that helps. Okay, that works. Just copying the best person is Gertchie's sleep. I agree, T-Bago. That's still only top 22%. Do I need both these springs? Oh, that just straight up breaks that spring. Oh, maybe I don't need this little spring. Maybe I don't need the little spring and I just keep both the big springs. Does that work? I mean, it doesn't break. The vehicle doesn't look too happy there. I can't move the camera for some reason. Did I lock the... Yeah. Okay. I've somehow made it so that I can't rotate the camera. This game is fully 3D. It's not just this 2D plane you're seeing. When it goes into simulation mode, everything you see here is properly 3D rendered, and you can view the vehicle sideways on. It's just easier to see the structure of the bridge from this angle. For some reason I can't get it to work. There must be a cheaper way of arranging these springs. Maybe make this shorter. That's cheaper. Talk about PB3 Beyond 2. Yeah, you can't build in full 3D. And to be honest, I'm glad you can't, because just 2D bridges are confusing enough for me. But yeah, I think that definitely if somebody made a 3D bridge building game that was good, I think it would get a lot of interest. Just not necessarily from me. Right, yeah. Somehow I need to not have this vehicle get stuck in the gap between the bridges now. I think that must be why this spring is needed. So the question is, what can we do? Yes, Five Crab is referencing a game, I believe it's called 5D Chess with Multiverse Time Travel. I mean, I don't like normal chess, so what chance I have of figuring that out, I don't know. So it's not currently on my list of potential stream games, to say. Did anyone understand that game? I would think probably not, Dustin. People might have claimed to understand it. Oh, right, well, yeah, if Hikaru can't understand a chess game, then I'm fairly sure I can't. That just broke and the bridge didn't break. Do I need that piece? Right, okay. I think it might be possible to complete the level without supporting those two roads. I mean, it's not working at the moment, but... if that's possible, that explains how everyone got it so cheap. For sure. Let's see if I can get under 5,000. 4,999. This is more. Well, yeah, but as long as it works. I took those pieces out and it didn't work. It worked until the vehicle got to the middle. Okay, that's top 17%. We are getting to the realm of where I wanted to be on this. see if I can get this any cheaper. That works. Just one spring and no support. Let's get to the other side and get the start. No, yeah, so this, unlike Polybridge 2, Dustin, you can't pre-tension springs in Polybridge 3. Obviously, Polybridge 2, all the spring levels, the cheapest solution was spring cannon behind the vehicle. But you can't do that in this level. Can you have multiple springs connecting the same 2 points? Yes. I'm not sure how that would help here. Like, I could do that, and now there's 2 springs connecting these 2 points. But that's just as expensive as what I had before. So, but yeah, yeah. So sorry, 5 grab. Possibly I didn't explain this game to you. Typically on a Polybridge level, you have a vehicle on one side of this sort of gap, and then a checkpoint flag on the other side, and you have to get the vehicle over to the flag. And you have to do that by building a bridge of some sort across the gap. And in the early levels, it is literally just, here's a gap, build a bridge across the gap, and all you do is build a bridge. Then to keep the game interesting, they gradually introduce crazier and crazier ideas, and here the idea is, well, there's this star here, you have to collect all stars on the level before you touch the flag. So this vehicle has to collect this star. These 6 roads are pre-placed, so I can't just build a bridge that sags slightly. I have to build a bridge that starts in this position and then sags when the vehicle drives on it. And the way to make that happen is to put springs in so that the bridge has some give in it. So it needs to sag, but it needs to not sag so much that it collapses and the vehicle falls in the water. So that's the basic premise of the game. And then you have other levels where vehicles do loop-de-loops, and you have hydraulic elements that can move bits of the bridge around to make drawbridges and stuff. So yeah, all sorts of things are possible, and I think I'm going to give up on this level for now, so I will perhaps show 5 grab some of the other things that are possible. Let me... Where's the other level? Yeah, this level I wanted to optimize. I did optimize it slightly at the end of the stream where I built it. Originally I had steel support going like that, arching over the whole thing, and I replaced it with a cheaper solution of steel support here and then cable. But I'll play this solution through so you can see what has to happen in this level. The car starts by driving across, then it reaches this icon which indicates that it turns around. But it has to collect this checkpoint and this checkpoint. And so you have to come up with some sort of solution to lift the whole bridge up and down. And yeah, just to make matters more complicated, a space shuttle flies through the level. And then a boat flies through the level as well. Well, drives through the level, sails through the level, I guess. And those are marked by these pink icons at the start of the level. So you can't build anything in those areas that you don't want to be demolished by passing vehicles. So here I build this part of the bridge where the boat is, but I move it out of the way before the boat comes. I don't move it out of the way until the space shuttle has been passed, so I don't have to worry about that. And then the way the vehicle gets to the end once it's been lifted up here is it just drives off the bridge and falls to its destination, which causes the bridge to collapse. But it turns out that as long as the vehicle gets to the end, that counts as a success. The bridge doesn't actually have to stay up. So it's not particularly realistic. And I think the only reason that happened is because I messed up the hydraulic stages. Yeah, I think I just need to lower the bridge back down again after... rather than allowing the car to plummet to its doom, I can just lower the bridge back down, or the whole thing can break. That also, yeah, single-use bridges are obviously very wasteful. If you thought single-use plastics were bad, building an entire bridge only to dispose of it afterwards is not a great. Yeah, this is just not quite strong enough. That's the issue here. Probably improve that quite easily. Okay, why is that breaking? I think it must be my hydraulic phases again. Not quite sure what's going on here. I might have to watch it in slow motion. Okay, and the top of the bridge just decides to break for some reason. I think this doesn't actually have to lift up as far as it is doing. So, we just do that. Might be a bit stronger. What? Okay, definitely messed something up there. Yeah, these joints here are where the bridge detaches. It doesn't detach from up here. So it shouldn't be doing what it just did. I'm a little confused. So when it gets there, it should raise it up. And then it should raise it up again. Why is it going back down? Oh, this didn't click into place, that's why. Is this not... Oh, that's not vertical, hang on. That's why this game has a grid. That needs to be vertical. Because you can see I've got these two hydraulic lines here. I've got this one on the left that's responsible for lowering the bridge, and the one on the right is responsible for raising it. But the one that raises it gets shorter, and the one that lowers it gets longer. So I have to detach the second one, because otherwise it would when this one's stretched, it would pull this one apart. So I have to detach that one, lower the other one, lift the other one back up. Then I detach that one, reattach that one, and then I can lift it up by contracting that one. Yeah, like that. There we go. And then, yeah, if all goes to plan, the bridge doesn't break. Except it does break because this boat drives through it. So yeah, I'm bottom 37% of the solutions, and it also breaks. But you'll notice I'm rank 1900 here, and I'm in bottom 37%. If you compare that to, for example, some of the earlier levels. Here I'm roughly the same rank on this level, and that's top 3% of solutions. So just not many people have completed these later levels. So in theory, if you do them well, you should be able to get a better score. Now, I'm certain this first bit can be done cheaper. The only reason I made it this expensive is because I had this idea that I could have the car land on top of it without breaking it, and then I wouldn't have to lower the bridge. But I gave up on that idea. This can also be cheaper, I think, if I build it like this. Something like this should be enough to support it. And then the rest of it should work as it did before. So yeah, it still breaks, but I gained 200 spots. Do that on both sides? You're right, actually. I could do that solution on this side as well. Although it would have to be the other way around because the foundation is the other way around. That. Yeah, that saves about $1,000, which is nice. Can I make this the lowering hydraulic any shorter? No, that right. That didn't actually work. It sort of worked. Oh, right. Yeah, don't drop the bridge off from the split joint. Split joints are weird. I copied a section of bridge where there wasn't a split joint, and I pasted it where there was. So I'd expect the split joint to default to don't split it, because this doesn't split, but then it does split it. I think I can lower this slightly and have it still drop down far enough. So let's find out if that's true. It only needs to touch the very top of this blue well, it's an octagon, I suppose. The vehicle stops. Like a stop sign. It only needs to touch the very top of that. Doesn't actually need to touch the whole thing. So I only barely have to lower it enough. Okay, now it breaks for some reason. I think I can also make this one shorter. I can possibly get away with just 2 hydraulics for this section. If I make them long. That might be cheaper. I can probably have this be further over and therefore cheaper. Can I ever have this just made out of one piece of steel and the cable attached to there? Oh no, because that would just rotate. Okay. About that. That's still cheaper if it works. Oops. What did I do? Oh. Yeah, don't bisect the hydraulic, you silly bridge game. It's not what I wanted. Okay. Bridge still breaks, but only $101,000 now. I'm wondering if I can cheese the requirement to avoid the boat by simply removing this section of the bridge before the boat comes. So something you can do in this game is just tell this to activate those split joints and that one at the same time. Don't activate that. Let me just see if that works. I'm hoping it will just drop the bridge out the way. Oh right, because I created a new split joint, it's going to, again, it should default to not activating the split joint at the start, rather than doing it after every phase. There we go. Yeah, the default in this game when you set up a hydraulic or split joint is to move it every time. Oh, that didn't. Hang on, what's the point of this hydraulic phase? Because this hydraulic phase is after the boat comes, but when the boat comes, the car has already beaten the level. So this phase never happens. And I have a feeling I can't make it go on this phase because the car hasn't driven off the bridge yet. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand the point of this phase at all. Or this. It says the car starts moving again at A3. But the car has already started driving off by that point and reached the flag. Maybe there's just something I don't understand about how the game works. Okay, we can't move the this out of the way then. I think we'll just accept we'll have a braking solution for this level. You can get A3 before you have A2. I don't think you can, because if you get A2... I don't think that'll work, but I'm curious now. I'm going to try and make that happen and see what it does. So we would need... Okay, so we would need this... Actually, we don't need that hydraulic to detach. It can just sort of fold itself up a bit. But we need that one to not move. And we need this one to go. That doesn't go. That does go. Then we need this one to go again. Oh, no, right. Then that would trigger this phase. So this one would need to go again. Sorry, I don't know why my notification sound cuts out halfway through. Abby, welcome back to the stream. Thank you very much for subscribing for a second month. I would say enjoy your 2-month subscription badge, but you have a founder badge because you are one of my valued founders. Welcome to the Poly Bridge. Sit back, relax, and watch Emma struggle with this bridge that she doesn't even understand how the game works. Normally I understand the game mechanics, it's just making the bridge work that's the problem. Today I'm just thoroughly baffled. So phase A3 is going to happen before A2 now, which means I need to lower this section. But then the boat will come. So actually I need to not lower this section at all, because the boat will come. So I would need to not lower that section. Then I would need to lower this. Yeah, see, I'm seeing why I can't do it this way round, Dustin. Because if I lower this top hydraulic at H, then it will hit the boat. And if I don't lower it until J, I can't do this hydraulic and this hydraulic within the space of one phase. No, that's not what it means, Dustin. If I've just swapped it round so it's going to raise first to collect A3. Once it collects A3, then the A3 line will go. So this happens after I've collected A3. So I collect A3. That means I'm up here, which means I need to lower the bridge to get down to A2. If I lower it here, it hits the boat. If I wait till here to lower it, I've only got one hydraulic phase before I have to reach A2, because the next phase won't trigger until after I've reached A2. And I can't do the whole lowering in one phase because it uses 2 different sets of hydraulics. Because it has to be able to reach 3 positions. It has to be able to raise from the neutral position to the top and then back and then down. So I think it's possible, but I'd have to put the... I'd have to have these supports on this side of the bridge. Which means I'd have to build this tower even taller because they'd have to attach higher up, which would be more expensive. I am curious now if it's going to work, but I think it's going to work out more expensive. I'm going to give it a go. Apologies if this takes up the rest of the stream now, but I just want to see what happens. The other thing I've got to be careful of is, of course, now I'm building it where the space shuttle is, so I also need to avoid the space shuttle. This, I think, can all be wood, because it was before. Unless, of course, because the really long hydraulic is the one for lowering, so maybe I can lower it from down here, and that works out cheaper. Yeah, if I have some sort of diamond hydraulic here. Do I even need a diamond? This needs, yeah, this needs to come down at least that far, which is the full length extension of the hydraulic. So it needs to have a diamond one here. Extend that, contract those. Probably just support that with the cable. I'm sure there's a reason that won't work. I don't know what it is yet. And then in order to, I think we still need to pull it up. Yeah, I think it's going to work out more expensive because I need a mechanism on both sides. So maybe we do pull it up in both cases. Pull closer to the center of rotation. Yeah, that's true. So the center of rotation is on the other side, which is over here. Remember to do that bit. Oh, and this has reset itself as well. I need to do that. Yeah, I could pull it from like here. Have hydraulic like that. That might help. I think this is strong enough. I can maybe save a bit of weight by doing something like this. Maybe make this end bit out of wood instead of steel. Oops. Wood. Something like that, maybe. So that doesn't need to split at all. And then this needs to be a hydraulic. I think we decided 2 enough. Yeah, 2 should be enough for lifting. If it's in the middle. We're going to lift first instead of dropping first. I've just noticed that this boat actually hits the bridge even in this position, which is annoying. It means I actually, to do it this way around, I can't actually build it like that, I don't think. I think I actually need to, arch it very slightly here. To make sure that it avoids the boat, which takes an extra road piece because it's exactly the width of 7 roads. Now so it takes 8 roads to do this. Probably make this touch. There we go. There is strength in arches. This is true, Dustin. But there's also expense in adding extra road pieces. Okay. Let's try that. This needs to be thicker, I think, now as well. That's still set up correctly. Right, let's just see if it pulls the upward part. This here needs to pull that. That will take it to A3. Let's just see if that bit works first. Pulls the up. Is that what I said, Dustin? It doesn't pull the up. Hang on. What's it doing? How is it? Not supposed to go yet. The car's not back. Oh no, it is supposed to go yet. Sorry. Yeah, it's supposed to pull up while the car's on the way back. So is this just not strong enough? This is just not strong enough. Maybe I have to attach this a bit better. Attach that to the same point as that, and then I need to build between here and here out of steel, and I need to make it stronger. That. Try that again. Ideally, I can like make these bits symmetrical so that both sides have the same force acting on them. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, now it does indeed pull the up. In fact, it pulls too much up, which is good news. Make it a bit shorter. Yeah, too much the up, indeed. You don't want too much the up, do you, Blaha? That's still too much the up. I mean, there's not as up much as I thought. Maybe the up much can be pulled with only... Sorry, I've forgotten the wording of how to talk the words. Is this enough up? That is a good amount of up. Ideally, you would get this to work with only one of the hydraulics, and the other hydraulic lowers the bridge, so you get double lowering power when you need it. Yeah, I suppose. Yes, you try and make that out of one. And have the other one extend. Right, that's not working now because it's lifting back up. And then, I mean, the car almost touched the the thing. Yeah, I see what you mean. So you have two hydraulics here. This one extends like that, and this one contracts. It might work if they're both max length hydraulics, actually. If we go back to what the design we had at the start, when it was longer. If we contract that one and leave that one where it is, or vice versa. Let's make that one extend, because it's easier to visualize. Only contract that one. I don't know if this gets it high enough. We'll have to find out. It might touch it. It's got this... yeah, it's got this siren thing on the top, so it's taller than you might think. It doesn't lower it far enough, though. And yeah, now we run into the problem I was talking about before. You can't lower it when the boat's coming. So we are committed to doing it in one phase now. So yeah, so everything needs to be off. Actually, it doesn't need to be, they don't both need to be off for this phase. This one needs to be off. This can extend again for this phase. But we can't do the second extension until the boat has gone past. So it needs to look like this. So that, and then boat comes. And then, yeah, then that. But it's not going low enough. So, oops. Oh yeah, I could make this into a hydraulic. That is true, actually. See, you're much better than me at this game, Dustin. You're not just better than me at Scrabble, you're better than me at Polybridge as well. To be fair, you did help make the game. In fact, for people who haven't seen this before, let me go to the credits. Where are the credits? Dustin says he didn't do shit, but watch this, right? I'll let the credits scroll for a moment. He didn't do much of it, so he's at the bottom. Below all the people who did the actual work on the game. Look! Look! It's Dustin! It Do-Sue Dustin Dude. His name is in the credits. You didn't do shit, you did not do nothing. Okay, so you did things and they weren't shit. Well, that's what we should all strive for. Anyway, I just wanted to show off to everyone that Dustin Dude, our very own Dustin Dude off of Scrabble, contributed to Polybridge, and who would have thought? Right, I've put a hydraulic in here. It needs to be one that extends. And it needs to not go here. Or here. No, or here rather. Then it needs to go here. That might be enough. Yes, so Dustin actually has tested multiple Polybridge games, and yeah, I think you didn't even know Polybridge 3 had been announced until I told you like a month before it was released. But yes, you were more active in that community when Polybridge 2 was being developed, which was a few years ago now. But yes, I remember the first time I found out that you played Polybridge 2, which is I was playing it and I just happened to notice Do-Sue above me one spot on the leaderboard. And yeah, and then you were like, yeah, I helped them test the game. Okay, so that sort of worked, except this didn't like the strain it was under. I do wonder if this doesn't actually need to be quite as long. If we can still get there without lowering it quite that much. Make it easier. It looks like it breaks right as we get there, which is unfortunate. Let's make it a little bit shorter. I think we would have got there if we didn't have to make this bit higher in order to accommodate the boat. Oh. Maybe I can just make this wider. Have it not break. Yeah, like the instant we touch the stop sign, it breaks. It's very annoying. Let me try making it even shorter. Okay, no, that's no good now. Dustin says that he was most active in Polybridge 1. When the game itself, yeah, so the game was kind of dead for a bit before Polybridge 2 was announced. But they just created a Discord. Okay, so you became active in the Polybridge 1 Discord, and then when they were asking around the Discord, hey, who wants to test the next game? Dustin Dude stepped up to the challenge, and that's very nice. Very good that you did that, Dustin. I've never actually, I've never been credited on a released game. I have, my name is in a few obscure places. It's in the credits of MediaWiki, the software that powers Wikipedia, as well as many other wikis around the internet. My contributions to that were very small, just a few basically API calls that I needed for stuff that I was developing at the time. Unfortunately, it's my dead name and they won't change it, so I don't tend to brag about that anymore. But yeah, technically, I contributed to the software that powers one of the biggest websites in the world. Although it's a fairly obscure corner of the code that not much stuff actually uses. Let's go for some intermediate setting on that. Okay, we managed to make that work. And now I didn't set the last hydraulic phase, so it's gone and done it wrong. Hang on. So after dropping down to here, don't do that one again, just do that one. No, just that one, sorry. Yeah. And then don't do any here. And the bridge is still going to be destroyed by space shuttle. Yeah, this is cheaper. The bridge is still going to be destroyed. It's not going to be an unbreaking level, I don't think, because the space shuttle is still going to drive through the bridge instead of the boat driving through the bridge. But I think it might work as a solution. So that comes down, that goes back up. Oh, no, that didn't come back up far enough. Oh, no, it's that one we need to do, not that one. I think. Or do we need to do both of those? That's what I'm worried about. See, with the boat, it didn't matter. Right, yeah. So this needs to get off the bridge before the space shuttle hits it, and it just about makes it. And we complete the level. Still breaking solution, but yeah, we're in the top half of solutions now. I'm not sure there's much we can do to improve it without another complete redesign. Yeah, we're one place off. Let's see if I can just save a few dollars. And get into the 1337th place, because that's obviously the best place. I love that last bit. It just gets out in time. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I skipped over too many places. Okay, well, when I eventually get a better unbreaking solution, because I did get an unbreaking solution, but it was really expensive. But yeah, you're right, actually. These probably don't need to be steel. In fact, this probably doesn't need to be steel. So I make these longer. Oh, okay. That needs to be... That can probably be a rope, actually. It's going to be under tension. Oh, hang on. Is this... I think this might not actually be clicking in again at the end, which means it's not failing because the space shuttle hit it. It's actually breaking before the shuttle hits it. Let me just check. Yeah, this doesn't click in, so the bridge snaps before the shuttle actually hits it. That's annoying. Okay. Let's make these both out of rope. Okay, that works. Well, we got under 90,000. Top 41%. I'm still nowhere near a good solution. I mean, these pillars are not fixed in position. Those are just things that I chose to build. So you can almost certainly do it better by not building those pillars and solving the level some other way. Or building them in different positions. This just seemed like the logical place to put them. How are we doing for time? A little over 2 hours. I'll do a little bit more on this. I'll optimize one more level and then we'll call it a stream, I think. So what else am I bad at on here? And the answer is all of them. This one I remember being a pain to even complete successfully. Chibago, thank you for redeeming stretch and drink water. All my sound alerts are cutting off halfway through the sound. I don't understand why, because they weren't doing that yesterday and I haven't changed anything about the stream. A reminder that proper hydration and proper posture are things for viewers as well as streamers, and I encourage you all to do them. Apologies, unlike Herring Birds, I do not have a Halloween costume to show off on my stream. Nor will I be doing any singing. Now you've got to commit to the stretch, Dustin. You've got to actually stretch, otherwise what's the point? Oh, this one. Yeah, the one where I couldn't be bothered to work out how to hydraulic the bridge out the way, so I just built over the boat. But it worked. Yeah, I probably don't need steel for a lot of this, actually. I wonder if I even need this last piece of road. Can the thing just make it? Yes, okay. There's nothing in the rules that says the vehicle has to be the right way up when it finishes the level. It is allowed to land upside down. That is a valid solution. Can I make this bit out of wood? Something like that. Yes. 34%. We might be able to get top 10% with this level. It's a fairly simple solution, and I suspect this is cheaper than doing things with hydraulics because then you need to use hydraulics. Do I need to use this lower support? Can I just do that? Okay. Do I need to use steel here? Yes, apparently. Or at least I need to for that piece. And possibly that piece. Okay. Do I need to use steel here? I need to use it here. I have to do something different here. I can't just replace the steels with wood because of how long they are. I'm going to try replacing everything with wood apart from the ones that I know can't be wood, and then if things break I'll just go back and try and make them not break. Okay, things broke. Let's make them not break. Make that more of an arch. Still broke. Let's put that one back to steel then, keep the rest as wood. Okay. 22,000 is quite an improvement on where we were. Good enough for top 6%. I'll work on this one a little bit longer then, because I think I can probably save even more money. Don't actually... How long this piece of steel needs to be. Whether it can just be that long. Probably only need 3 pieces of wood there. This didn't seem like it was very stressed. Let's try that. That broke. Okay, make it bigger again. You can definitely whittle this one down off stream to get top 25. Maybe. It depends really whether 25 other people have all had the same idea. Yeah, I won't try and get that high of a position on the stream because it would just be too tedious. The entire stream would be one level, and I've already spent far too long on some of these levels. Okay, this is just it's ideally it needs a support sort of here where this boat is. You can see as the vehicle goes across that it's wobbling horribly. And in fact now it's it's every other time it's fallen off here, it's fallen off onto the flag, and it's now managed to fall off not onto the flag, which is unfortunate, because I was relying on that happening. Let's just angle this slightly differently and see if that causes it to hit the flag. It causes it to not get there at all. Okay, angle it the other way. Now the bridge collapses. Yeah, so this is what happens when you start trying to optimize the levels on this game too hard. You get to a state where the tiniest adjustment makes such a big difference in the outcome. And you're there for hours tweaking it tiny bits until it works. This is still cheaper than my previous solution. Have you read about the Scrabble variant of 99 blanks and a burgers tile? Where you win if you play the burgers tile or if you stick the other player with it. So I assume the normal rules of Scrabble apply in regards to the opening play being at least 2 letters, because obviously if the opening play was only if the opening play could only be 1 letter and you drew the burgers tile on your opening rack, you could just play it. So, of course, now I'm curious what extensions the word burger takes. Contains burgers. Yeah, no playing burgers on the first turn. That makes sense. So yeah, if your opening rack happened to contain the letters B, E, E and F, or F, I, S and H, or H, A and M, or S, O and Y, you would just win there and then. Unless, yeah, we say no playing it on the first turn, in which case, as long as you had somewhere to hook it onto your opponent's opening play, which you probably would, because you'd have E's. If you had fish, you'd have an S or soy. Obviously, if you had an S, then you'd have you could just pluralise whatever your opponent put down. Yeah, that's true. You could make a rule that it can't start on a player's rack. So yeah, you shuffle the tiles, draw them out the bag, and then you put the burger tile in once both players have drawn their tiles, or start it on player 2's rack. Although if you force it to start on player 2's rack, then player 1 knows that it's on player 2's rack, so they could just avoid ever making a place to play a burgers word. Like they could just play some, they could play one of those openings and then just pass. Just 6 pass. I suppose, player 2 could still open it up. Right, Dustin actually made a suggestion that related to Polybridge. Make the wood sports on the right side road. Yeah, I'm hoping I won't need that road eventually. If I tweak this a bit more, it will inevitably change the outcome of the level. Can I lower this at all? Does that still hit? Yeah, I've got to. It looks here like the actual edge of the boat when it comes is not this white line. It's actually the red line inside. So I can do that, which looks like it's overlapping slightly. And it actually doesn't overlap, which can make this a bit more stable, I think. Like I can go as far as there. I can probably make this bit lower as well. Yeah, I can do that. And I think that doesn't hit the boat. Yeah. To play with every millimetre available to you. Yeah, more variance in not knowing who has the focus tile. Yeah, that just barely avoids the boat. And that might allow me to to lower all of this, and if I can lower all of this, I can make it cheaper. Maybe even get rid of that piece of steel. Who knows? I think I can do just 3 wood pieces here as well. Something like that. See if that works. Okay, it almost works. Let's round that off a bit more. I'm aiming for a nice arch. Not a nice arch like I drew. A nice smooth arch through here. That's what I'm aiming for. And we're not quite there yet. Dustin also had the idea last night of there being 107 tiles, each of which is a 2-letter word. Yeah, well, I had the idea of Scrabble with digraphs, which is not quite the same thing because it would include digraphs that weren't 2-letter words, like things like ly, for example, which would have to be played as part of another word. But that should be okay because the Scrabble has tiles that can't form 2-letter words. Is this in compression or tension? I.e., can I make it a rope? I cannot make it a rope. The thing just failed. Can I make it really big? That breaks. It can almost jump to the end. I wonder if I put this back, whether it will make it to the end, even though the bridge collapses. Okay, no it doesn't. G tile can't be played. Yes, it can. You can hook it on either of those, surely. Assuming you're playing Collins, of course, which... there's no end tile. Yes. You could have this if you had an NS tile. But I suppose why would you have an NS tile? No, this is what I was saying. I was saying no need to restrict it to 2-letter words. You could just have Scrabble, but every tile has 2 letters on it, because you might want to. You'd want the most common English digraphs, I think, as the most common tiles. So things like ED and ES would be the most common tiles. And you could potentially have. You could even have tiles with more than 2 letters. Like you could have an ING tile or a TION tile, which you could then use that to make very long words. You could play sort of 10, 11 letter words with just the tiles on your rack, because these common prefixes or suffixes would be on tiles. But if you went down that route, you would need some single letter tiles as well, just to put everything together. Yeah, you'd need a lexicon. I mean, I have that lexicon. I'm starting to think I can't get away without this steel piece here. But I have got the rest of it fairly cheap. Let's see if I can do without this yet. Oh, it even... Not only can I do without it, it even managed to flip itself the right way up again. Which is a bonus. That's top 5%. I'll give it a few more minutes on this level. We can flatten this out a bit further. To make it more of an arch. Might allow me to make this lower, which would save money. Also make this steel piece shorter, thereby saving money on it. Top 5. Yeah, well, I already got like top 13 on the level, so top 5% is not actually that exciting. Some of the levels have tens of thousands of people have solved it. So yeah, that's only 219th place. But yeah, there is currently no Gertrude Poggers emote. I have now used all of my emote slots apart from the animated slots, which I may be getting some emotes for. That's it for emotes now until I unlock follower emotes, at which point I will commission an additional 5 emotes. I haven't decided what those are going to be yet. I suppose we could go with Dustin's idea about arches being good, and maybe try to arch the roads here. Don't know if that would help. Like turn this into an arch to give the bridge more strength. In which case we could actually start this one lower, because this one would be higher. Something like that. And then arch this up, and well, arch it down the other side probably as well. Dustin is going to make baked potatoes. Good luck with your potatoes, Dustin. I will be ending soon. So you're not going to miss much, you're just going to miss me playing around with this bridge a little bit more. Is it cheaper to make this thinner? I suppose it is, isn't it? That's more expensive than that. So if I put more of an arch into this, what was it before? Yeah, so that's 600 cheaper than it was. And in theory it's stronger because of the arch, but who knows? Oh, this breaks. Okay. I need to do this properly actually, so it doesn't break. That needs to be straight, and that needs to be straight. Which it won't let me do because reasons. That, but then have that be like that. Oh, don't forget that piece. Okay, weak spot is somewhere else now. Let's progress maybe. Still cheaper than my previous solution. Otherwise worse in every way. Why is this beast suddenly hating life so much? Can I maybe do this instead? And then like just that. Is this better? Maybe. It's probably not cheaper now. Actually, this is not getting that stress. That could be wood. Cannot be wood. Okay. Do we need anything there at all? Okay, that's interesting. It's fine until the moment the truck touches it, at which point it immediately collapses. Is it because there's no piece there? I didn't think I needed one. Yeah, no, it does. We do actually need something here. Or here, actually. Something there would prevent that happening, and that might be cheaper. Okay, that looked like it was going to fail several times, but it actually worked. That was the sketchiest bridge I've made for a while. It's more expensive than my previous design, but I don't think I need this piece. In which case it's cheaper again. Oh. Not sure why that piece is so important. The truck pulls the whole bridge over if it's not there. Okay. What's my cheapest? 975. Okay. This is still cheaper than my previous solution, so I'll take it if it works. Okay. As a bonus, the truck doesn't fall over at the end now. I just want to try and get rid of this steel. If it doesn't work, I will call it a day. Okay, got rid of the steel. Good. Feel a bit better about that design now. Top 4%. Top 200 spots on the leaderboard. Okay, so we didn't achieve much this stream, but oh well. We made some bridges. I'm probably not going to bother with the word learning tonight because I'm a little tired. Word learning will be making a return to my channel in due course. Possibly when I'm a bit better at it and it's not quite as embarrassing for me to show the learning process. So thank you everybody for coming to the stream. Thank you in particular to Abby for the resubscription, to Heron to Birds for the raid, and to Axotypo for the albeit slightly delayed raid. I will be back on Friday with some Dorfromantic, and for my Scrabble fans I will be back my usual time. Saturday 4 PM Eastern or possibly 5 PM depending on how the time zones work out, with some more Scrabble. Infinity Words is the only Scrabble going on right now, so I'll probably find somebody else to raid. Thank you T-Bago and 5Crab. Does anybody have any raid suggestions? If not, I will pick somebody out of my followers. This is a streamer who is live. Who I follow. They're not really doing anything directly Polybridge or Scrabble related, but I've followed them for a long time, so let's give them a raid. Tilly Superdog. Creator of the most amazing emote ever, this pug roll, which is one of the reasons I'm still subscribed. Thank you all for watching, and bye for now.